Hey, Michael Bowen here for Florida Man Rides. So, I want to take a moment to thank all the new subscribers to my YouTube channel. It really helps with the algorithms. It really helps push out this Florida culture out to the rest of America. And if you could, push it out to your friends. If you see yourself riding out there on one of my videos, or if you see someone you know, tag them, let them know, hey, check this guy out. He's doing good things. I'm trying to do good things, all right? So, I got a question in off of YouTube from a Taylor Rat. All right, he asked, why don't airboats use a variable pitch prop or a constant speed prop like airplanes do? Now, to answer this question, I'm actually going to turn it around and say, why do airplanes use a variable speed or variable pitch or constant speed prop and not a fixed pitch prop? But first, this.
On a journey of growing out my armpit hair for the first time as a woman. And you know what I realized yesterday when talking to a guy? Is that these baddies are quality detectors. If a man said immediately no to me and dismissed me simply because of the fact that I have hair growing out of the skin under my arms, that says the most. Keep the walking, bud. If the guy realized that in fact it's the same hair that he has, it's just hair, or in fact he liked them.
I think I threw up just a little bit right there. Oh, look here. If I wanted the same as me, I'd date a dude. All right, on with the questions. Now, smaller airplanes, they do use a constant pitch prop, a fixed pitch prop. All right, it's just a hunk of aluminum milled down, shaped into the shape of the prop, and that's all they got. All right, but as you get more complex in your airplane, you get what's called a constant speed prop. Now, why is it called a constant speed prop? Let's think about it. Your airplane takes off at ground level. Right here, ground level is about 100 feet. I believe it's 94 feet, but we'll round it up to 100 feet. So it's 100 feet above sea level. So you take off at 100 feet above sea level, you go up higher, and you're operating in a thinner atmosphere. Thinner atmosphere means the prop doesn't have as much atmosphere to operate or to pull against. All right, so you have to change the pitch of the prop so that the prop stays efficient. Else the prop just runs out of atmosphere and it doesn't make any thrust. All right, so the constant speed prop, what you do is you set your engine up to turn it at a certain RPM. Let's call it 2,400 RPMs, 2,400. You set your prop up to run at 2,400 RPMs. As you go higher, it will take high pressure oil off your engine and feed it into that prop. And as it does so, it changes the pitch of the prop so that the prop is taking bigger bites of the atmosphere as you go higher. All right. So just for reference, I believe it's 10,500 feet above sea level, the pilot has to have supplemental oxygen. And I believe, if I remember correctly, it's 12,000 feet, the pilot has to have constant oxygen. All right, that's so you don't go sleepy by at those higher altitudes because you're just operating in a thinner atmosphere. Your brain's not getting as much oxygen as it would be down at your sea level or ground level, wherever that may be. All right, so just keep that in mind. You're operating in a thinner atmosphere the higher you go. The prop is operating and the engine is operating in a thinner atmosphere. All right, so the prop needs to change its pitch so that it stays efficient. So you set your engine up to run at 2,400 RPMs, and as it goes higher, it changes the pitch. That's why they call it a constant speed prop. It changes the pitch and it keeps the engine running at a constant speed, no matter how high you go, as much as it can anyways. All right, so keep that in mind. Now, let's think about our airboats. Do they change atmosphere as they ride? No, they don't. Here in Florida, where I ride, I'm running, like I said, about 100 feet above sea level. If you're down in the Glades, you're in Louisiana, you're right at sea level. If you're in Texas, you're a little bit below sea level. Joking, not really. But so that's why your airboat is going to run roughly at sea level or slightly above, it's not going to change atmosphere. So there's no need to run a constant speed prop, just because there's no need to change the pitch of the prop as you're riding. Now, can you run a variable pitch prop on an airboat? Why not? What would it take? All right, so you need a prop governor that you can find the plate where that would mount on the right next to the propeller. It's right at the top for a Lycoming, and it's slightly below it for a Continental. There'll be 4 studs coming out, and there'll be a plate. You take that plate off and mount a prop governor. All right, so that's, you're adding something there. So you're adding a prop governor. Now you'd have to run a cable to your prop governor so you can control your prop governor. So you run a cable from there, your prop governor, down to wherever you're riding. All right, so you're adding a cable. And then you would have to add a variable pitch prop to it, to your airboat. Now I don't think they're making any, I don't see why they would make any variable pitch props for an airboat. So you'd have to go to an airplane manufacturer, and yes, they do make push variable pitch props for airplanes. So you could pick that up, but the cost is exponentially higher than what you're going to be able to pick up an airboat fixed pitch push prop for. So you're going to have to go to an airplane manufacturer, airplane prop manufacturer, to get your push prop. So you're taking what was a simple prop configuration and making it much more complex, and there's no reason to. So that's why airplanes use a constant speed prop, and our airboats, we don't. We want to keep it simple because we're going out there in the marsh, and your tools consist of a tool bag, and if you break down out there, you're reliant on yourself, your friends. There is no sea tow. So we want to keep those airboats as simple as possible. So the less things that break, the better. All right. Hope that helps, Taylor Rat. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Keep pushing it out. I'm going to keep pushing it out. Keep this Florida culture going out to the rest of America, the rest of the world. And if you got any other questions, feel free to ask them. All answers guaranteed 100% correct. If they're not 100% correct, please see guarantee. It's 100% correct. All right. I am Michael Bowen. Keep chasing them wet spots, you guys. We'll see you out there.